Welcome to the Thunder Plains. It's time to dodge some lightning. What you're listening to right now is the original version of the Thunder Plains soundtrack, and that's something I've listened to a lot after all my tries of lightning dodging. I do like the arranged version better. I generally do prefer the arranged soundtrack. But yeah, this is what you do. You dodge lightning. There are different levels of intensity and frequency of lightning at different places in the world. You can try this in multiple places. I would say it's pretty much a necessity to have no encounters gear equipped. If you don't, you're gonna get interrupted with fights every time. It's just not... I can't imagine anyone has ever actually done it. Otherwise, you could try to run around basically everywhere and try to make sure you mash the button when you see the flash, but this is where I found to have the most success. When I did this back like, what, 14, 13 years ago, I did it in a different place where I didn't have to move as much. The lightning sort of happened on its own. But it was tense. It was very tense. This one I feel works out a little bit better, because it feels almost like I can control where the lightning hits. Because I'm patrolling right next to the lightning tower, no lightning will ever hit while I'm standing there. And then it always pretty much hits once I go into that little crater area. It's still tough. At some point I failed after a while. I also recommend, by the way, don't keep count, because if you're counting in your head you might get distracted. Just dodge. Just dodge. What I did was that I put on some music. I put on Ento, the Trauma, the Waracles remix, which is exactly 10 minutes long. And I played that twice on loop, well, basically as I did it. And after 20 minutes, I dodged all the lightning. This chest appears at the travel agency. It gives me a whole bunch of treasures in a row. And finally, at 200, I become the lightning dancer. And I get the Venus Sigil. So yeah, I actually have the full 20 minutes plus of footage of me dodging back and forth, but I figure you didn't want to see the entire thing, so I just gave you about a tenth of it, about 2 minutes. Yeah, it took some time, but honestly, not as bad as I expected it. Generally, it took me longer when I was a kid. I feel like maybe I was just more prepared now or less focused. I turned off all the sound and just focused on the flashes and just ran the particular path, and it worked pretty well. Now that we have the Venus Sigil, we can of course fully upgrade Lulu's weapon, and we only have one left, Kimare's. We are going to go to the Macalania forest, not only to upgrade the actual weapon, but because a friend of ours has set up a shop here. If you remember, we met him at the Mount Gagaset climb once. Owaka's brother is right here.
Walkers, open for business.
The reason once is so awesome is because he sells these 4-slotted armor, Tetra armor, quote unquote. Same for weapons. This is super useful if you want to customize your specific armor to be exactly where you want it to be. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up one Tetra armor for everyone at this point. I mean, I might as well. It will eventually be put into... I think I might end up needing 2 of those. I think I mentioned this before, but one general purpose armor and one status proof armor. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So, as we walk up the path, it's time to raise the Celestial Mirror once again for the 6th and penultimate time. The little onion eye is cool. I like that it does have a unique model. And, Lulu's more than anything can have that. The Onion Knight is a reference to, I want to say, Final Fantasy 3. It's been around since then. It's 3, not 6, by the way. Back in the day, they did this whole change with the numbers for the US audience and the Japanese audience. These days, they pretty much just stick with the Japanese numbering system. Okay, time for the real bane of my existence. I complained a lot about lightning dodging, but when I was a kid, I took so long to finish this. These stupid goddamn butterflies. I don't know if it's because I'm colorblind or because butterflies are just this weird thing and it looks like they are, but they're not supposed to be, or what. I don't think the colorblind excuse flies, because I definitely can see the red and the blue. Anyway, so you have to touch all the blue butterflies and you have to avoid all the red butterflies. But the camera angle being where it is, them floating around where they are harder to avoid than they look like.
Right.
Generally, if you touch one of them, you've lost so much time, it's almost over. But, you know, you might as well keep trying. You need to hit 7 butterflies, I think. And yeah, like, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to know if it's in the front or in the back. But we've touched one, 3 seconds left, and we just about managed to make it at about 0.5 seconds left. So that's the first one. Thank God for that one. I want to say this took me about 8 attempts, maybe 9. I actually did the lightning dodging on my second attempt. First time I got hit at about 7 minutes in. Second time I just didn't get hit. I stuck it. I went for it for like 21 minutes and then I just, you know, walked away. I still haven't been hit actually. But this one probably ended up taking me at least as long. It just cut out in more attempts. So this one is tough. This one is the tougher one. The beginning here is pretty easy to dodge, the wide paths. But the real problem comes once you start in the last turn up on the top. I'll show you once we get there. This one's not too bad. You stay on the right side and get the blue one. And then you stay. Here comes the problem after this blue. There's like 90 red ones in one clump here, and it's so hard to avoid all of them. So if you hit one, you could still probably make it.
No problem.
You lose time because of the slow animations and so on. But it's still doable. So at this point on, I still have slight hope yet, even though I'm really annoyed. So I keep running. It's like I can do it, and then I hit another one. And I'm like, alright, fine. This is gonna be another try. It's typical. But instead of just standing still, I figure I'll see how far I can make it. And then we get to 0.1 second. I swear I click it right, or press it right where it's 0.7. 0.0, sorry. And I get it. Finally. I'd say, yeah, probably about half an hour of lightning dodging, half an hour of butterfly dodging, and we finally get the last celestial weapon. The Spirit Lance. That gets all of them done. Kimahri's weapon is pretty cool. Kimahri is cool, he just falls to the wayside. Anyway, there's a couple of cool scenes now that we've gotten as far as we did. Among Donna and Berthello, for example.
Why, it's you again.
You still on the road?
Yes, but we're not going to Zanarkand.
Huh?
I have decided to go to Bartello's homeland. We are going to let the other summoners deal with Sin. I'm scared.
Hey, don't worry about it. We'll put Sin in his place in no time.
You mean the final summoning?
No, we found another way where no one has to die.
Well, whatever it is, good luck.
Cross your fingers.
Do your best. Bartello, time to go.
Another one is when you go to Guadasalam.
Why are you in Guadasalam? What business have you here?
You want to start something?
If it would please you to harm a defenseless old man, then burn me, boil me, it matters not.
Huh?
Lord Seymour is gone. No lord rises to take his place. The Guado merely wait for Sin to come and finish us off. Why should I care what you do to me? Oh. If it meant rejoining Lord Jiskel and Lord Seymour, then your taking off my head would be the greatest kindness.
Well, that's a little bit morbid. Poor Trommel. So devoted to his masters. And this is my favorite.
Shall I tell you about the spear of days long past, eh?
Machen knows a lot. Time to listen to the entire story.
There is a legend, you know. Just before the horrible Sin appeared, a terrible war raged between Bevel and Zanarkand. When the armies of Bavel attacked Mount Gagazet, they heard a song echoing across the snowy slopes. "'Tis a song from an other world," they said. The soldiers panicked and ran. And then, as if to pursue the retreating armies, Sin appeared. Some time later, scouts from Bavel braved the mountain. On the other side, they witnessed the ruins that had been Zanarkand. The city destroyed, not a single soul left standing, gone. In its place, a multitude of the faith had gathered on Gagazet. They were singing a song. It's the song we now call the Hymn of the Faith. And that, as they say, is dead. Well, maybe not all of it. Would you like to hear the rest? Rumors flew in Bavel about Sin's sudden appearance. They said that the people of Zanarkand became the faith that they had called Sin, and that the man responsible was none other than the summoner Yevon, ruler of Zanarkand. Yes, the Lord Father of Lady Yunalesca. On the eve of Zanarkand's destruction, Lady Yunalesca had fled to safety with her husband Zeon. Later, the two used the final summoning to defeat Sin. Yet the people of Bavel still feared you, Yevon. It was to quell his wrath that they revered him and first spread his teachings. And so were born the temples of Yevon. I suppose it's possible Yunalesca had planned it that way from the start. A fair trade. She defeats Sin in exchange for her Lord Father's honor. Of course, there's no proof. No, the facts are lost in the mists of time. And who'd admit Yevon was an enemy of Bavel? You can bet the temples had a hand in covering that one up. And that, as they say, is that. Like to hear more, would you? Let me tell you about the Hymn of the Faith. It was once a Zanarkand song, sung in defiance of Bavel. Of course, the Yevon clergy of Bavel forbade it. Then, as these things often go, those who disliked Yevon began to sing it. The Al-Bed, for instance. The Hymn of the Faith became the symbol of defiance against Yevon. Yevon could do nothing but capitulate. They lifted the ban on the song and spread a new story. They said the hymn was a song sung to soothe the souls of the dead. And so saying, they took the song and made it scripture. That's why today, the hymn is sung all over Spira. You could say that though Zanarkand is gone from this world, it lives on in the song. Ah, but look at the time. I've rambled on again. I do love stories, you see. Well, I owe you my gratitude for hearing this old scholar out.
It's very easy to get carried away doing all these side quests. Trying hard to get really, really strong so you can beat all the optional stuff, beat the monster arena creations, go into some of the optional dungeons, get really strong, and then you end up going to the actual end of the game and everything is such a huge letdown because you're so ridiculously strong you one-shot every boss. I want to try to avoid that as much as I can while still making the series sort of flow a little bit naturally. So I'm trying to weave in and out a little bit of side quests with a little bit of story missions. So, before we do any more side quests at this point, I feel that we're pretty good prepared. We have the celestial weapons and a whole bunch of people. I have made a couple of auto phoenix armors for Titus, Waka and Yuna, but I haven't really gone out of my way to get extremely strong or optimize my armors or anything. I think this...
The final showdown with Sheen. I say let's get this show on the road!
is a good enough time to get started. Let's go to Sin.
Yee-haw! Here we go! Well, this is it, huh?
You Yevon's hiding somewhere inside Sin, and we're gonna find him.
Well, that sounds pretty simple.
Hey, simple is the way you like it, right?
You got that right.
Pops, I'm counting on ya.
Right. Got you covered. Yeah. How's that?
Right on.
A singing ship in the sky.
I hope everyone got the message. Shreen!
All right, we're going in.
How we gonna get inside?
The easy way, how else?
Figures.
Well, let's go.
Hey, how you plan on getting inside?
If we can't get through the mouth, we'll rip open a new one. You with me?
Now that's what I call a plan.
Petra, e gufrido i ka!
Of course.
Of course.
All right. We'll give that thing a new blowhole. All you gotta do is jump.
Roger.
I won't tell you to be careful. Do your worst, kiddo.
Roger.
Fet! Riku, you... guard!
Will do.
Rin,
Any last-minute supplies before the showdown?
You're selling stuff? Now?
But of course. Once Sin is gone, we'll need to be rebuilding home, you see.
Man, your dedication is really astounding.
always the merchant. Rin can actually play blitzball. You can hire him for your team. He's an alright midfielder. But here we go. It's not, even if we fight Sin now, it's not quite the point of no return just yet. So this isn't quite, minor spoilers, this isn't quite the final battle yet, but we're getting there.
I can hear the song!
Yes, I can hear the hymn too.
They listen to us!
We won't let them down. Yuna. You don't need this anymore, right? Right? Huh.
Hey guys, that's not good, yeah?
Huh? Hmm? Oh. Oh.
Damn you, old man.
Hey, I saw something shine at the base of Sheen's arm. I reckon it's a weak spot. Good! Flynn!
Feina Mimet Oshin!
Sin's pulling us in!
Everyone, back inside!
Domina! Et luta!
I don't know why Sid and brother keeps calling it Sheen. It's weird. Anyway, let's fight Sin. We only really have the option of attacking the left fin, this weak spot. He is far away though, and we can't attack melee-wise because it's out of range. Which means we're gonna need our friends. Lulu is so sadly under-leveled, she still doesn't have Flare. But she does have Holy. And the Onion Knight gets to cast some spells. 11,000. Not too bad. Alright. 7k. It's armored. Sin remains motionless. How nice of it. We are going to block. And then it's Sid's turn. Which means we can do this. Move it!
Kuhin Suna!
Furious inside! Yeehaw! We're going in!
Now we can properly fight melee. We could bring out the heavy hitters, but I don't feel like it's need for that just yet. I do want to try to steal, just in case. A Mega Potion. Nothing quite amazing, but we can also again pull back if need be. Right now, we don't need be. I assume this thing is pretty... we can't scan with Titus, but we can scan with Kimari, I think. It might be immune, but let's find out. Unleashes Gravijaw once the core is energized, reducing all the character's HP by 3/4. To avoid this, get Sid to back off. Dispels with negation and sometimes attack with a physical attack. It does. It's immune to most stats, it has no real weaknesses, and as we can see it has 65k health, of which it has 45,000 left. He hits hard-ish. At the moment we're pretty strong, so... You know, if I'm taking it slow, it's a little bit because I just want to make sure to see everything. I think Arn should come in and break. Now we can hit a little bit harder. The ramming does hurt a little bit. We don't need to quite do something like about that yet. I do think we could heal poor Kimari a little bit, though. Oh, yeah. With Eunice and Lulu's Celestial weapons, they have 1 MP cost, which, you know, no longer makes Holy such a drain on the MP anymore. It's quite nice. Let's get a heal on Kimari before we switch him out. Just keep ramming me. I think the core is charging, though. Yeah, there we go. Core gathers energy. We have a couple of turns before couple of turns before it does Gravija. At this point on, we are strong enough to finish it even without any overdrives, and that is, I think, what we want to do. Let's bring in Waka just for an attack. Oh, we have attacked with Waka already, actually. See how much damage it does. No, quite a lot more. And I feel like it is fitting to have Titus to make the final blow.
Here goes! Everyone, hold on to something! Here we go!
Double AP, triple AP on Kimari? No, I think it was double AP. But some of them didn't have it equipped, maybe? I don't know, but he got a lot. Some HP tears and a bizarre staff. We're not done yet, though. Far from it.
Couldn't have done it without you! Alright! Everyone look sharp! Time to hit the other side!
Easy for you to say.
Same story here. Nothing new. We do need to move in close, and until we can move in close, we have really nothing particular to do. So, I am going to, I guess, cheer. Because we weren't strong enough already, right?
Closer! Go closer!
Just a minute!
The right fin of sin. It remains motionless. It's... I keep wondering, the more you do this, you know, how much of Jekt is in there. We'll get some answers, eventually. Okay, now it's...
We're going in!
We're going close. I'm gonna have Riku try a steal, because I believe Riku is currently using the Master Thief armor, which makes it so that we only steal rare items instead of common items. Shining Gem. That's something, I guess. I'm gonna single haste myself. I probably should have just haste Ga, honestly, there. He can haste himself now. Handy. Remains motionless. How nice of him. Okay, it's almost Riku's turn. And we bring in Yuna, Waka. Waka, I guess. We want the heavy hitters now.
Yeah!
7k? Right. We need to armor break. Negation. I think that is spelled Auron. I actually want to scan this guy again to see if there's any different scan text on the left side and the right side. Exactly the same. Literally exactly the same. Same amount of HP, same text and everything. Well, let's start doing the damage.
Yeah!
Everyone is wearing their celestial weapon, right? Yeah, they should be. Yeah, just double checking. Oh, I need to break it again now, I think. It sounded like it wasn't broken. Or do we? What does it say if we mouse over? Mouse over. Yeah, no, we need to armor break again. Okay, can we do 24k? Probably not. But almost. I'm not spending any overdrives just yet. Core gathers energy. I want Titus to get the final blow on this one as well. Okay, Titus. Take him out.
Ida! Ida! Where next?
Deku-chan.
Fred? Farija umo pakia.
Pidrashike. Deknuga.
Dredlidpa.
Yeah, Wakai's getting way more. But they're all... I know why. It's because he's the only one in the front row. You need to be in the front row to get your weapon to activate. There you go. Explain the mystery for myself. There you go. Level 3 key spare. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
The main gun's busted!
Dang it! All right, back inside. Time for another plan.
No. We're going in. Every blitzer knows. When you got the ball, you gotta score!
A day with you is never dull.
Hey! Star players first!
As one of those moments again that are slightly different depending on our affection meter.